What's up, guys? Shane, aka Musty Yeti here. Today we're going to be doing a full review of the Canik TP9SF Elite. Century Arms was kind enough to send me this pistol to go shooting, test out, review, and share my thoughts with you guys. So a huge thanks goes to Century Arms for continually supporting my channel by sending me things like this to share with you guys. So I've had this pistol for some time now, and I've wanted it forever since the day I saw it released. It just appealed to me. So they finally got it out to me. I've had this for a while. I've shot a crap ton of rounds to this thing, and I've been nothing but impressed. And I've actually had a blast with this pistol. But I guess the more important thing, like the title says, is this the best pistol? Let's flip this camera around, talk about specs, talk a little bit more about it, and answer that question a little bit later on.
Let's do this.
Alright guys, so here is a close-up of the Canik TP9SF Elite. Now there might be some of you guys that have been living under a rock and don't know about Canik or haven't even heard of the Canik line of pistols. I was kind of shocked when I went out to go shooting with some friends how many of them have never seen or heard of this pistol before. So for the few of you, the Canik pistol has been around for several years now and has grown in popularity with every pistol they introduce. They're constantly proven to be a very reliable line of pistols that come in at a great low cost. Canik pistols are manufactured in Turkey and imported by Century Arms right here in America. Let's cover some of the specs and then we'll go into a little bit more detail on the pistol itself. Inside the case you get the pistol obviously, you get 2 magazines, extra back straps, a lock, a brush, and a holster for this thing as well. The Canik TP9SF Elite is a compact pistol. It is 7.28 inches in length, it's 5.27 inches in height. It's about 1.45 inches in width and weighs about 1.77 pounds. The match grade barrel is 4.19 inches in length and is cold hammer forged. Now the reason I said compact is because this pistol is still fairly large. It's smaller than their previous line of pistols, but in regards to being like an EDC gun, it would be fairly cumbersome to carry every day. Many people are comparing this to the Glock 19 in size, and as you guys can see, they're almost identical in height, width, and weight. But the Canik is just a hair longer in the slide. So if you guys know and love the Glock 1923 size of pistol, then you're going to love the Canik TP9SF Elite as well. As you guys can see, this pistol comes with this really clean two-tone look here. The slide comes from the factory Cerakoted this tungsten gray, which if you ask me, makes a really slick look. Before they Cerakote this pistol, they also Parkerize the slide as well, which should really help with the overall durability and longevity of this pistol and the finish. While we're on the slide, you can see we have some really serious machine work done to this pistol. We not only have some nice rear serrations, but also some front serrations as well. These are really nicely done and really help in the aid of manipulation. It really doesn't matter how you grab this slide or where you grab it from, you'll be good. On top of that, we also have a 45-degree cut down the entire length of the slide. And they've also gone ahead and removed quite a bit of material from the side of the slide to also cut down on weight. All in all, we have some really nice machine work that's done straight from the factory that you don't get with a lot of other pistols out there. From the factory, we also have an excellent set of Warren sights, as you guys can see here. In the front, we have a nice red fiber optic. In the back, we have a U-shaped rear sight that's blacked out. Now, this setup really offers a really nice contrast between the front and rear sight, which gives you a really great sight picture that makes aiming this pistol not only enjoyable, but really easy. They also include some extra fiber, I believe, that you can swap out colors if you want to do like red, green, or yellow, but they give you some extra red as well in case you need to replace it. For those of you who are familiar with the Canik line of pistols, you might see something missing here at the top of the slide. On the TP9SF Elite, they've decided to go ahead and remove that Decocker, which seemed to be a topic for debate. Most of the trusted faces that I see in the gun community said that it was a non-issue, nor did they even care that it was there. But there were a few people who seemed to hate it, so either way, if you did, now you can rest easy at night knowing that that Decocker is now missing. While we're taking a look at the rear of the pistol here, I might as well mention that this pistol does have a striker fire indicator. Now, I don't think that's a must-have on a pistol, but if it's coming straight from the factory, I'm definitely not going to say no to it. It is nice if you guys want to check if your pistol is physically cocked. You can either look down at it or just run your finger across the rear of the pistol and know if you're running hot or not. And once you pull the trigger, it goes away and you know that your pistol is no longer cocked. Speaking of indicators, this pistol also has a loaded chamber indicator here at the top. Once you place it around in the chamber, you'll see this red flag slightly protrude up. Just like before, you can either visually look down or physically run your finger across there to know if you have a round in the chamber. Another nice feature that comes on the Canik TP9SF Elite straight from the factory. Moving on down the pistol, let's discuss the frame and some of the controls here. At the top of the frame here, we have a really excellent slide lock, slide stop, slide release, whatever you guys like to call it. This has been one of the more comfortable slide stops of any of the pistols I've shot or own. Not once did I accidentally actuate it or did I cause a malfunction. It's just large enough to make using it really easy, but small enough to stay out of the way when you're shooting. Moving on down the slide here, we have the breakdown lever. I'll roll in some B-roll here of how this breakdown works, but it's pretty simple. You obviously want to clear the weapon, point in a safe direction and pull the trigger, make sure you're all safe. Then you want to pull the slide back ever so slightly until the slide matches up with the takedown lever there. Then you want to actuate the lever and pull the slide forward about a ½ inch or so and pop off the slide. Putting everything back together is the exact same but in reverse. Simply pop the slide on the same point you took it off and rack it and you're good to go. This slide cannot be installed like a standard pistol. If you try to install it from the front like you do with any other pistol, you're going to run into some problems. So you just want to make sure you line it back up with the takedown lever, rack it, and you'll be good to go. Next is the grip. As you guys can see here, this pistol has some texturing pretty much everywhere. We have some decent diamond or pyramid texture on the front and on the rear to get a really good, nice, firm grip on this pistol. On the sides, we also have some decent texturing as well. At the very base, you guys can hopefully see here, we have a really slight indentation here to really help you get a good grip on the magazines if you need to rip one out if there's a failure, or just getting a magazine out in general. It just makes it a little bit easier to get a hold of it. With the TP9SF Elite, you have magazines with a capacity of 15, so you can do 15 plus 1 in the chamber. These are produced by Metgar, which makes some of the better magazines out there. On the back of the magazines, just like with any other magazine, you have witness holes to see how many rounds you have in the magazine. For those who are curious though, I have heard that a full-size Canik magazine, the 18 and the 20 rounders, are fully functional inside this compact pistol, which is nice to hear. While we're talking about grips here, guys, we have removable back straps that really allow you to adjust this pistol to your specific hand and make that grip that much better. Moving up a bit, we have a slight trigger guard undercut here. If I'm being honest, this could be slightly more pronounced, especially with the higher bore axis you get on this pistol. However, it is there, so it needs to be mentioned that there is a slight trigger undercut. Moving out front here, we have a few pick rails for those of you who want to install any sort of light or laser. Now it's time to discuss the best part of this pistol, bar none, no questions asked, the trigger. As you guys can see, we have a red safety paddle here, which obviously needs to be depressed in order to pull the trigger. But now for the pull. The Canik TP9SF Elite has the best trigger of any pistol I've shot straight from the factory. And I think almost anyone out there would agree with that. The trigger is seriously insane, guys. There is a fairly long take-up, but it's very smooth with what seems like no resistance. Then you hit the wall and then the brake. Here is the reset, nice and short, back to the wall and pull the trigger again. I don't see any need to ever look at aftermarket triggers with this thing. This factory trigger combined with those great sights make this pistol super enjoyable to shoot, and I'm not even kidding, it seems almost hard to miss with this thing. When I started shooting, I was shocked how easily I was hitting my steel plates. Honestly guys, I don't have a single con to say about this pistol. It's been an all-around great shooter. However, there might be a couple things that might bother a few select people. So if I had to say some of the pistol's cons, I guess I could say the higher bore axis and its weight. Like I said before, I do think this would be too heavy to carry on a regular basis, and some people might dislike that higher bore axis. However, for me, it's really a non-issue. The other might be aftermarket accessories. If you like triggering out your pistols with aftermarket everything, this might not be the best choice for you. But if you want something that works and does everything very, very well, this is your gun. Alright guys, now to answer the question in the title of the video. Is this the best pistol? For the price, absolutely. This pistol comes in at anywhere between $350 and $400, and for that price, this pistol can't be touched by anything else out there. I would not hesitate to make this my first pistol purchase if you guys are in the market. Heck, I would take this pistol over several of the ones I already currently own. The slide work, the features, the sights, and especially the trigger make this pistol a blast to shoot. As you guys can see, I'm pretty excited about this pistol, and for good reason. If you guys are looking to pick up a pistol, I highly recommend you check out the Canik TP9SF Elite. Once you do, I doubt you'll want anything else, especially for the price point it comes in at. Alright guys, well that about wraps up the full review of the Canik TP9SF Elite. As you guys can see, I've thoroughly enjoyed this pistol. I'm given the option to send this back if I want to, but there's no way this thing is leaving. This thing is staying in my hands. I'm keeping this thing for some time because, like I said, this thing is truly enjoyable to shoot. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concern, Please leave in the comment box below. If you guys found this video informative, I'd really like a thumbs up, a like down below. If you guys haven't already, feel free to subscribe. As usual, guys, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.